Yo then guys, and welcome back to another video. Now today, we're going to be talking more about the boxing. Surprise, surprise. But no, there's some more news on it. Surprise, surprise. Basically, I was going to do a video a couple days ago to say that, what's his name? Faze Sensei was going to be on the undercard of the Logan Paul KSI fight. He's no longer on that undercard. I'm just trying to find the guy that he was meant to be fighting. Okay, so he was meant to be fighting Josh Brueckner. I don't know how to say his name at all. Apologies. He's now not. So he was in it. He was training and doing this stuff. And Faze Sensei plays American football. And apparently he got ran into and fucked up his ribs, pretty much, for lack of a better word. Messed up his ribs. So every single time he does sparring, gets hit in the stomach, gets hit in the body, it kills. So he said that in the video that he would be too afraid to, in the fight, get hit in the chest or in the body. So it'd be kind of like backing away, and it wouldn't make for a very good fight, because the second that he did get hit in the body, he would just go straight to ground. So unfortunately, that's not happening anymore. So it's one less YouTuber on the undercard. But talking about all this, Eddie Hearn jumped onto True Geordie's podcast and made a couple good points, actually. So he said for himself, it's kind of like he has a reputation to hold. So as I said before, this KSI Logan Paul thing is meant to bring a bunch of new fans over to boxing and to DAZN. And he kind of broke it down in a decent way by saying that this fight is going to bring maybe, say, 300,000 new subscribers to DAZN. And if he puts all the YouTubers that he can think of on the undercard, he's kind of blowing his load all at once. In a, not the sexual way, you have a bunch of YouTubers lined up that you know want to fight. So, Faze Sensei, Anison Gibb, Jake Paul. If you put all of those on the undercard of the KSI Logan Paul, then you have nothing else for the future. So the people that are subscribing to DAZN for the KSI Logan Paul fight, if there's no other YouTubers fighting after this, then they'll just unsubscribe the next month. So Eddie Hearn said that it makes more sense for them to put another YouTuber fight on, for it, maybe even if it's an undercard, on in the next month, so that DAZN are getting 300,000 people subscribing for 2 months rather than just one. It makes more sense financially, and it will, increase the earnings for DAZN. So an interesting fact that they were talking about is the whole DAZN only in America thing. So Eddie Hearn's got the whole deal with Sky Sports and DAZN. Now DAZN are in like Japan, Germany, US. They're in a bunch of other different countries as well. It's mainly just the UK that they haven't gone to yet. Now, personally, I think it's only a matter of time before they try and come to the UK. And True Geordie said in the podcast, he was like, you are in the perfect position for when they move. Because sure, he's got Sky Sports, but DAZN, as he has said, DAZN is filled with a bunch of young people who understand YouTube, who understand a little bit more this whole setup and whole system of what's going on with the YouTube and social media thing. Whereas Sky Sports have no fucking clue whatsoever. If they didn't do the Premier League every weekend, they probably wouldn't be that big. So all it really is going to take is for DAZN to come over, Eddie Hearn to go, come on, where's the money at? I'll sign a contract with you, get AJ fighting in the UK for you and all this kind of stuff. And he's ruined it. Sky Sports is over. When that'll be, I have no idea. But it's just an interesting thought. But yeah, so Eddie Hearn was like, I have a reputation to keep up here, so I can't just throw on a bunch of YouTubers. He's getting stick from both sides here. From people going, why the fuck isn't there more YouTubers on the undercards? What the hell have you done? You've just taken our 2 fighters and ditched the whole other thing. You've been like, hey, I'll take KSI and Logan Paul, but fuck the rest. No YouTubers, fuck that shit, I'm out. But then he's also got people on the other side, boxing fans, who are like, what is this? You've got YouTubers fighting And Eddie Hearn comes out and is like, hey, but all the undercards are professional fighters. And then they're giving him more stick by going, professional fighters are on the undercard of YouTubers. What the fuck is that all about? So I kind of understand the whole thing that's going on here. It's kind of a lose-lose situation in when you think of the backlash that he gets for it. But at the end of the day, if you get rid of all the backlash and you don't think about that, it's a win-win situation for the guy. Personally, I still don't think it's going to do anywhere near as well as the previous one did, but hey, you never know at this point. Having a YouTube boxing match in LA is just a massive statement. He says in the podcast, he was like, we put this in the O2 Arena, it would have sold out first day. Because London, like, when you think of London and people that live in London, they're Londoners, yeah? They're not, like, if you live in LA, you can be an hour away from someone and still live in LA. It's such a big place, and there's so many different events going on every single week with like the Lakers and whatever else you have over there. You have all these basketball games, baseball games, football, yada, yada, yada. You have so many different events that it's not such a big thing. When a big event like this happens in the UK, it's like, oh my God, it's one of the only events of the year like this big. We need to buy it and go to this. Whereas in America, it happens every week, so it's not as big. I've been waiting for this interview for a long time. I haven't watched the entire thing. I only literally watched like the first 30 to 40 minutes. It's about 2.5 hours long, which is really, really good to see. So I'd definitely be watching that. It's all just interesting stuff at the end of the day. Like, I can't wait for this fight. I don't know who's going to win. True Geordie has said that he is streaming it on his channel. There's also going to be podcasts with the two fighters as well, or interviews, like the other previous fights where he's interviewed both of the fighters. It'll be interesting, and it will kind of give you a bit of an insight as to who is a little bit more confident, and it might actually make people switch sides or pick a side. But yeah, it's a shame about Faze Sensei. Eddie has said that Jake Paul and Anderson Gibb are not on this undercard. If it's going to go ahead, and if DAZN wants it to happen, it will probably be in the next month or two on an undercard of a proper fight. So as I said, we're just spreading it out here. I kind of like that, actually. But anyway, that is all I really wanted to talk about. Just Faze Sensei no longer fighting and Eddie Hearn on the podcast. All interesting stuff. If you want to go check those two videos out, I'll leave a link in the description. Let me know if you're excited for the fight. It is currently just like 10 days away at the time of recording this, which is crazy. I'm going to be reacting to it no matter what time it is, no matter what I have to pay. I will make this happen, and there will be a video reacting to it from me. But anyway then guys, as I did say, this is indeed where we're going to end this video. If you did enjoy it, then please smash the like button, comment what it is down below, subscribe, share this video around. I would love to get in a little community. And other than that, I will see you in the next video. Thank you guys for watching, and peace!